Today is Tuesday, Parashat Tavo. Parasha of this week begins with the mitzvah of Bikurim. What is the mitzvah of Bikurim? Is the mitzvah of bringing the first fruits of that season, of that year, to Bet HaMikdash and giving them to the Kohen. And there is a reason for it. A person could have toiled very hard and prepared his field and planted and watered the plants and watered the trees, and finally he has the fruits, and he must realize that who made it all possible? It was Hashem. It's Hashem that made it all possible, even though he toiled very hard. So in recognition of and in thankfulness to Hashem, the first fruits he brings to Bet HaMikdash and gives them to the Kohen. And that is a time where he makes a statement expressing his gratitude and his thankfulness to Hashem. It says here, Va'anita ve'amarta, and he goes even through the history of the Jewish people all the way from until the time that now he's in the land of Israel, and now he's bringing the fruits, and he's thanking and expressing how he recognizes that Hashem made it possible. But it's not just about bikurim, the fruits of the season of that year. There are many mitzvot where at the beginning, we dedicate to Hashem. The bechor of an animal has sanctity, and you give it to the Kohen. The bechor of a man, we recognize that the bechor that was born naturally, and is not the son of a Kohen or a Levi. The Jewish people of Israel recognize that the bechor has some kind of sanctity. We redeem him from the Kohen. Challah, when you make bread, from the dough you separate the challah. It used to be given to the Kohen. When you harvest, there is terumah, there is maaseh rishon. There are certain parts of the harvest that you separate and give it to the Kohen, give it to the Levi, to recognize that before I partake, I may have the desire. Is ta'ava there, maybe a desire to take from that fruit? No, you control yourself, and you realize that it was all made possible by Hashem, and you dedicate the first of it to Hashem. The beginning of the day, before we go on with our business and our daily affairs, we start the day by putting on tefillin, by praying. We dedicate the beginning of the day to Hashem. Also the beginning of the night. We do arvit at the beginning of the night. So that as we go through life, we have at every moment in life, every day, to realize whatever we're able to accomplish, that it's all made possible by Hashem, and in recognition of that, we give the beginning of, or dedicate the beginning of, to Hashem. Now, interestingly enough, the word Bereshit, which is the beginning of the Torah, that speaks of the creation of the world. In the beginning, the world was created. The heavens and the earth. The same word Reshit, we find it also in this mitzvah of Bikurim. The pasuk says, "Mereshit kol peria adama asher tavi be'artzecha Hashem asher Hashem Elokecha noten lach." From the beginning of the fruits. And it's been said by Hachamenu, by our sages, that this mitzvah of Bikurim in a way justifies the creation of the world. Why? Because as Hashem created the world, the conclusion of creation is creation of man on the sixth day of creation. And man created on the sixth day of creation is there to have a connection with Hashem, to thank Hashem, to pray to Hashem, to recognize Hashem, to make Hashem known in this world. Even in the creation of the world, the plants were created on the third day. But they didn't start sprouting and coming out of the ground until the sixth day, when Adam Arishon was there to pray for rain, to thank Hashem for rain, and thank Hashem for the plants that grew and the fruits that were there. So we see that there is very important concept here. The connection of man with Hashem through prayer, through thankfulness, as represented. The Bikurim is one example. That's why it says, Bereshit peria adama. Bereshit, the world was created. Man is the conclusion of creation. Thankfulness and that connection with Hashem is the purpose, the higher purpose of using the power of speech that Hashem gave us. So this mitzvah of Bikurim, when a person is thankful and grateful to Hashem and brings the first fruits, is a mitzvah that can be extended to include many things in our lives. To be thankful for all that Hashem has granted us, and to dedicate to Him the first of everything that we do. And every day that Hashem granted us, we dedicate the beginning of it to Him. We first start by Modeh Hashem, Modeh Ani Lefanecha, Melech Chai V'Kayam, and then the prayers, of course. And learning in the morning is important. Learning at the beginning of the night is important also. So to speak, to dedicate the beginning in recognition that everything that we have is given to us by Hashem. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen.